So I work in a fishing store, and in walks one of my usual customers and a new guy, an older guy in his 60s. As is customary here in Poland, I greet them with a good morning. It's rude not to reply or acknowledge a greeting, so my usual customer said hello. The old dude, however, did not, but I gave it no mind. So my usual customer gets some gear, around $140 worth, and gets to paying. The old dude lines up behind him and waits. Usual customer tells me, "Damn, I'm supposed to go shopping for groceries and I only have $160 on me." He starts to put back some items, so I stop him and say, "It's fine, I'll give a $20 off since you buy here weekly." So he leaves happy with enough cash left for groceries. Seeing that, the old dude grabs some more stuff and comes back to get checked out and says, "All right, that's all. I grabbed some more stuff because I saw you were selling at a discounted price, so what's my discount gonna be?" I looked at his total and it came out to about 80. So I tell him, "Sir, I can't really give you a discount since we usually give discounts with purchases equal to or above 100. But I'll tell you what, I'll give you 50 off your most expensive item in your bag, cook bag, or carp pellets for 50, but if you promise to come back soon," I said jokingly with a big smile that quickly faded. "Old dude, who do you think you are? What kind of business do you think you're running? You think you can just pick and choose a discount to give people? If you're giving me a discount, it should be all the items I have. Give me a better deal or I'm never coming back here." I'm so in shock that I had to take a few seconds to process what just happened. He didn't give me the chance to reply before he took his arm and swiped everything to the ground, saying, "Screw this nonsense. I'm not buying it anymore." That caused the Tucci bag of carp bait pellets to burst and spill little pellets all over the store's floor, and a bottle of bait booster, liquid attractant, to spill on the floor and made the whole shop smell like bloodworms. Stinky. I tell him, "Sir, you have to buy that." He gives me a stern no and slaps the counter for some reason. I then tell him that I have cameras, and if he won't pay, I will be forced to call the police. I also added that we have cameras in the parking lot so I will know his plate numbers. Suddenly, a magical change of heart. "Old dude, all right, fine, I'll pay, so that's 50 off, making the pellets 25s and the booster 5. I cut him off. "No, that's 50 for the pellets and 10s for the booster." "Old dude, wait, what? Where's my 50 off? Don't be a brat about it." "Nay, that 50 was only for the pellets and your discount left as soon as your manners did. That will be 60 total." "Old dude, come on, kid, don't be a jerk, I'm sorry. Please give me a better price and don't be a brat about it. Please, please, man, do me a favor." Me, after hearing that sorry excuse of an apology. "Nah, 60 or it's the cops." Dude ended up paying after 10 more minutes of pleading and calling me a jerk and left. The best part is that he still comes back in shame because we have the best prices in town. I make it a point to give people ahead of him discounts loud and clear just to sprinkle some salt in his wound. Moral of the story: take the discount and leave. So my partner and I were out to eat at an Italian restaurant over the weekend. It was going great, except we were seated right by the door, so whenever someone came in, the cold breeze would hit you. This is just important so you know we were the closest table to the door. Anyway, our pizzas came and we were tucking in. They came uncut, so I was using a knife and fork to cut slices. Suddenly, there is a cool breeze. Then a child next to me, and he, without saying a word, sticks his grubby hands onto my plate and takes a slice of pizza. This child was about 12, 13. I had zero idea what to do except say, "What do you think you are doing?" My mom said, "I'm allowed." Suddenly, the breeze hits us again as the door opens. "Jonathan, what's going on? Did you get your pizza?" I turned in my seat to the woman, thinking the child must have just been confused and thought the pizza I was eating was his or something. I told the woman something along the lines of, "Sorry, your child has just stuck his hands in my pizza and taken a slice." I expected her to apologize, be super embarrassed, etc. But hell no. She just said something like, "Yeah, he is a child. He likes pizza. It's manners to share." I was floored. Like what? So I said he shouldn't just grab food from other people or walk into a restaurant and steal food. What he did is stealing food. She was livid and said it's not stealing, it's sharing. At this stage, she was pretty close to yelling. A waiter came over and asked them if they would like a table for two, but she doubled down. No, this man called my son a thief. All he wanted was some pizza, and now he is upset. Cue the child crying. Oh, also, neither of them were wearing a mask. The waiter said, if you aren't dining with us, you are going to have to leave. She loses it, screaming about discrimination against unvaccinated people. She did eventually leave, and both my partner and I got our pizzas remade and a bottle of house wine for free. I was a cashier at a Hot Topic when about 3 days ago, some lady barged in as if she was about to rob the damn place. She was holding her son's hand and practically dragging him across the floor. She slammed her hand on the counter and looked at me furiously. I looked at her, concerned. Me, can I help? Entitled Mom. My son choked on this gumball. She held up her hand with a chewed-up gumball and urged me to take it, in which I declined. I'm, so sorry to hear that. Entitled Mother. You'd better be. He could have died. Me. Don't know how to help. She started doing the thing where she smiles and then starts looking around as if some fake crowd is booing at me. Other people know what I'm talking about. Entitled Mother. Yeah, you do. Give me a refund. Me. Sorry. Entitled Mother. You heard me, I said. Give me a refund. I just loved how she put her hand on the table and pointed at me as if I'd just talked back to my mom. Nay, ma'am, this is a Hot Topic. We don't sell food here. In fact, no store here sells gumballs. That's given by the mall itself. Entitled Mother. Yeah, I know. And you work for the mall, so therefore you sell the gumballs. Don't pull yourself out of this. I'm not dumb. Oh, yes, of course she's not dumb. Nay, no, that's not really how it works, and even if it did, you can't refund eaten food. Entitled Mother. I don't care. I want my money. Me. It's a quarter. A few seconds of silence grew between us. The kid was just standing there looking at me with a blank expression, while his mom was practically pulling his arm off. She started smiling with that sassy face. Entitled Mother. Oh, okay. At this point, the other people in the store were looking at her, and I was getting kind of embarrassed. She started to look around at the other people, as if again there was some crowd on her side, and after looking at one lady as if she was saying, "Can you believe this?" the other lady just slowly turned to the other cashier, who just so happens to be my girlfriend. Then she looked back at me and said, Entitled Mother, I see what's going on here. You can't fool me. Nay, I don't. Entitled Mother, you're trying to rob me. I stood there looking at her. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Entitled Mother, yeah, you are. How she kept on repeating, yeah, over and over, as if she had won, was just so awkward. Me, I robbed you for a quarter? Entitled Mother, yeah, my husband is the owner of this mall. He can fire you like this? She snapped, both literally and metaphorically. I could tell she was trying to get me scared, but I wasn't because, guess what? The owner of the mall was a woman who I had met personally. Me, oh wow, should I call her? Entitled Mother, let me. I'd love to hear her voice again. The mom just looked at me. I had a smug look on my face. You could probably see it through the mask. She just slammed on the table and started screaming at me. How could you smile like this? A little boy could have died. You are robbing me and murdering my son in the same day. How could you smile? What kind of sick? At this point, my boss, who was in the bathroom, came out and heard the commotion. We both turned to look at him. Boss, what's going on here? Before I could even speak, she threw her hands in the air, luckily for the son, and said, entitled, Mother, he's robbing me. My boss just looked at me with the most confused look on his face. I was just shaking my head. I was just done. Boss, what? The mom just went on and on explaining the whole story to him. Apparently, her son choked on it in the car. He then went on explaining how she can't refund food, and I stepped in to say that she absolutely could because her husband was the mall owner. Boss, Do you even know the store owner?" She was red, red, red. She looked around at the other people at the store and my girlfriend before once again ripping her son's hand off and stormed out of the store without saying anything. Everyone in the store just took turns looking at each other before some teenage boy broke the silence by saying, "Rage quit." Everyone started laughing, and we went back to work. I remember my girlfriend came over the next day and wanted to know the full story behind it, as she hadn't heard the entire thing. And people say working as a cashier isn't fun. Yeah, right? I started babysitting families in my church growing up. Between ages 12-16, I babysit for over 30 families and I was highly requested in that community. I knew everyone and I attended that church since I was 4. Everyone knew me. I knew everyone. Very tight-knit. So I babysit for a family we will call the Smiths. I knew the Smith family since I was 10, and they had children that were younger than me. I helped with these kids for Children's Mass. I knew the family, and we were kind of close because I was one of the kids' helpers in a class unit. Plus, we all knew each other from the church and school. Now I'm 13-ish when this happened. I babysat for this family, the Smiths, and it was going good. They had a pool in their backyard, and the dad had told me to pack a bathing suit. He said the kids will probably beg you to swim with them if you don't mind, but you don't have to. So I babysat these kids for about 5 hours, 1-5, and 4 hours and the husband came home to take a work call, and then he would help with the kids and my parents would take me home. 20 minutes before the dad gets home, the kids want to swim. I agree, and we all get ready. I had chosen a normal bathing suit for a 13-year-old, but I had a larger chest than others my age and the mom of these kids. Now, the dad comes home and asks if things are all good. I tell him yes, and he tells me he will find us when he's done with his work call. It's about 5, and he comes out and asks to take another call. He asks to take a picture to send to his wife to let her know I'll watch the kids for longer since he had another call. Told her all went well till the wife shows up. Everything goes good, the kids are having a blast. I help dry them off, help them shower and change as the wife gets ready to take over, and the husband had started making dinner. I was in my oversized shirt bringing the kids downstairs when the wife signals to me. She pulls me aside and begins to shame me. She tells me I will not be getting paid from 5:45 for dressing like a slut in an attempt to stray her husband from me, that my choice of swimsuit was slutty and she should have known better not to trust me, that I was a whore, and that my boobs would get me nowhere in life and I was going to be raped dressing like that. I was flabbergasted because I'm barely 13 at the time and I wasn't wearing a revealing swimsuit. I nod and profusely apologize because I wore this to the pool and never had any problems and me and my bestie had matching ones. I was sobbing hysterically, took my money and sat on the porch waiting for my mom to pick me up. I hear yelling inside. Dad comes out, gives me 50s and goes back to yelling at his wife inside the house.